Okay, hello everyone. My name is Jonathan Mertus, and this presentation focuses on improving resident communication in Berlin Heights. This research piece is designed to better understand how residents currently assess town information, what barriers they face, and how communication between the town and residents could become more effective. One issue facing Berlin Heights is that residents may feel struggle to find clear and accessible information about town services, permits, local rules, and resident concerns. This problem can show up in different ways. For example, residents may not know where to look for information, may miss important updates, and may feel unsure about who to contact for help. This matters because reliable communication is important for the community participation. Residents need accurate information to stay informed, follow town regulations, and assess and find access to local services. If communication is difficult to find or understand, residents may rely on unofficial sources instead of official town channels, which can lower trust and reduce engagement within the community. The main research question for this study is, how do Barron Heights residents currently find and understand town information? And what barriers prevent them from using it effectively? To answer this question, I selected a resident survey as a primary research method. A survey works well because it allows information to be collected from a larger number of residents in a short amount of time. It also makes it easier to compare communication habits, preferences, and barriers across different groups of residents. Another reason surveys fit this project is because they work for both online and paper distribution, making them flexible and accessible. These first survey questions focus on residents' current communication habits. The survey asks residents how they usually find information about town services, permits, and local issues. It also asks how easy it is for them to locate information and whether they ever struggle to find information about permits, local rules, or town services. These questions can help identify which communication channels residents already use and whether residents feel confident in navigating town information. And then these next set of questions focuses more on communication barriers and resident preferences. Residents are asked about the biggest challenge they face when searching for town information, what information they would like to use or see just to be made clearer, and what improvements the town could use. These questions are important because they may move beyond may be simply identifying the problem and begin showing what residents actually need from the town's communication system. This survey was designed to understand three main things. First, which communication channels residents actually use. Second, where the communication process becomes confusing or difficult. And third, what changes would help residents better access town information in the future. Together, these questions help identify both communication habits and communication barriers, which gives the town a clearer understanding of resident needs. And in order to design this research effectively, demographic information from 2010 and 2020 census was also considered. For example, homeowners may pay closer attention to permit or property-related policies, while renters may need clear information about the town services to apply to them. Education levels may also affect how easily residents understand technical information, such as regulations or permit processes. The town racial and ethnic diversity may suggest a need for more accessible or multilingual communication strategies. And some key demographic findings include population growth from 3,123 residents in 2010 to 3,345 residents in 2020. A bachelor's degree attainment rate is about 40.1% and a median household income of approximately $146,000. This graph, so we see that this graph here that shows the population change in Berwyn Heights between 2010 and 2020. Although the growth is moderate, the increase of over 2,000 residents still matters because population growth can increase demand for town communication and services. As communities grow, communication systems need to work for both long-term residents and newer residents who may be unfamiliar with the town processes. And finally, for this study, the goal would be to recruit approximately 30 to 50 Burn Height residents over the age of 18. The sample would ideally include a mix of homeowners, renters, long-term residents, newer residents, younger adults, and older adults. Participants are recruited through town email flyers, social media posts, QR codes, and community announcements. Using both online and physical recruiting methods is important because residents may rely on different forms of communication. Since the study focuses on communication access, recruitment should not rely on only one method. Overall, this research study is designed to help Berwyn Heights better understand how residents access town information and where communication barriers exist. By collecting feedback directly from residents, the town could make a future communication decision based on actual resident needs rather than just assuming. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate your time.